I am going to give you a secret method. It's called the PSST method for live video. You can use it literally in any platform. I'm talking about like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, but my preferred platform, Facebook. Why? Because there's like billions, 2.5 billion people if I'm not mistaken. So when I first started, there was like 1.5. And it's just grown. They say like every 3 seconds, there's people opening up their Facebook account. So obviously this is like fertile soil so you can create relationships and, connect with people on a daily basis. I'm going to start teaching a lot about little strategies that you can do to actually have your live video be shared to more people before you even go live. Now, inside a group, you can't really do that too much, but inside of your personal profile, there are little strategies that you could do. As soon as you go live, you start being shared by Facebook to other people's not inboxes, but you get notified, okay? But I'm also going to share with you what is keeping your live videos from being shared out, not by people, but by the algorithm. So I'm also going to talk about that, okay? But right now what I want to do is I just really want to share with you the PSST method for live streaming. These are tips to stand out and get more views and leads with your live stream. That's what it's about. All right, so let's roll with the training, okay? So the PSST method for live streaming, what it's going to do is going to help you to stand out, to get more leads and more views for your live streams, okay? I'm going to give you 4 of these tips that are going to help you to formulate maybe in another way what I have already taught you, okay? So this is going to be a little bit deeper dive of what your live stream should consist of, so that way your viewers are a little bit more apt to stop the scroll, be like, I want to hear what she has to say. I want to hear what he has to say, okay? So the very first one was called the problem. Remember, it's PSST, P for problem. And what is the problem your offer solves? That is so important for you to immediately let your audience know what is the problem that you solve. You might want to write down what that is, so when you go live, you share that, okay? Because the next one is going to help you to share that problem, all right? So I'm going to help you with that right now. All right, so the next letter for PSST is S, story, okay? Have you or anyone you know gotten results? What was the result? And you can give this in 1 to 3 sentences. You don't have to really go deep, okay? So what does that look like? So for example, let's say you have a solution to the problem, correct? And now you're going to share a story. Okay, this is when you're going live. The fastest way for me to be able to move one person from my live video to now asking me a question like, hey Yolanda, how can you whatever, right, is by telling a story. Remember, stories sell, facts tell. Your stories are going to be crucial for your live video. So for example, whenever I do a live video, I might ask a question like, do you struggle with imposter syndrome? Let's say that would be a problem. They have a problem with imposter syndrome, right? Well, I'm going to share with you 3 tips of how you can eliminate the imposter syndrome. What I do for the second step is I share a story. How when I first came on social media, because I never really had been on social media before, how I was feeling a little bit like, am I copying somebody else? Am I trying to act like somebody else? Or maybe I had a little bit of imposter syndrome because I hadn't made any money on social media yet. And I didn't want people to think like, well, she thinks she knows it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be a problem that I put before them. I help to solve the problem with a story to help them to better understand if they fit in this story. Do you fit in my story? Okay, so number 2 is story. Now number 3 is the solution. So in what ways can you offer to solve the problem? So for example, let's stick with that imposter syndrome. I give the problem, I give a story, and then I give a solution. So what would my solution be in this case if I'm sharing about imposter syndrome? What I can say something to the effect of, listen, what I learned to do was, just making sure that I had all of my notes together, so that way I knew that I was going to be focused and that I knew that I was talking about something that I had actually created. Maybe I did go and learn something about the topic that I'm speaking about, but then I made it my own. And so I'm delivering it in my own words, with my own personality, in my own quirky way. And that really eliminated the imposter syndrome. But if you want to learn more about how you can totally eradicate the imposter syndrome, I have a private Facebook group. It's called Magnetic Marketers Academy, where I help inspiring coaches, entrepreneurs, affiliate marketers, network marketers, really how to grow a successful business online, increasing their influence through the power of live video. And that will help you to eliminate that imposter syndrome. See how I gave them a solution? And what was the solution? Moving them from this live video to the new location where I want them to get closer to me, because they go from a cold market to warm market on my profile to now hot market on my group. So if you don't have a group, you might want to consider having a place where you can talk to more people, have more eyeballs on you. And I'm talking about new people. I'm not talking about people from your, that your friends and your family that really are only going to buy from you so much, but really extending your net where you're speaking to more people that are going to want what you have, because they see you as a solution to their problem. Okay. And you want to get in front of new eyeballs. If people are on your profile and they're the people that are already in your company, they can't get in your company again, right? Like they can only get in it once. So what you want to do is you want to start expanding your net, and you want to start attracting new people to you so that you can actually, serve more people. That's what it's about, serving more people. So the solution, right? You give them a solution to the problem. Now the T on is tell. What do I mean by tell? So what is your call to action? And we actually practice the call to action, right? The call to action is the most important piece of your live video. I actually asked a question about, 6 months ago or so. I said, what is the most important thing on a live video? I literally had 7 and 8 figure earners say, call to action, call to action, call to action. I had a thread so long. Some people would say the value. Some people would say what you're offering. Some people would say call to action. Most people that were at a high level of marketing knew that the call to action was the most important piece to the live video. Because if you don't do a call to action, then your people just stay there and they don't really know what to do. So what is a call to action? You guys know what a call to action is, right? What do you want your audience or your target audience to do? Do you want them to comment? Do you want them just to click on a link that you're going to post below the video, not above, right? We never put links above because Facebook will make sure nobody ever sees it. But let's say you say, hey, listen, I'm going to leave the link in the comments. You can come and get it, right? Or whatever. You wanted to send it to a group. You wanted to send it to a webinar. What do you want your audience to do next? What is the action you want them to take? So that is definitely the most important thing of your live video. That's why I say when you're going to go live, make sure that your intention is set as to what is it you're going to put in front of them. Okay. If you're only putting the same thing in front of them over and over and over again, people are going to start, they're not even going to pay attention. Okay. You're going to have to bring some value. And what I mean about value is maybe one day you talk about, something deep. Like I saw Amanda the other day. She was speaking about how she was really struggling with sleep. And she started giving some tips about turn off your Wi-Fi, right? When you're getting ready to go to bed, turn on your Wi-Fi. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never turn it off. I started to, but Wi-Fi is something that, really messes with our sleeping patterns. And so she was giving some really awesome value. I mean, I went through the whole video. I was like, wow. And I wasn't even commenting because she was hitting some of the areas that I had just learned about myself. And so she was giving me value. She wasn't selling me absolutely anything. She was giving me a ton of value. And then at the end, she wrapped it up with her call to action. So the call to action is super, super important. Now, I'm going to give you all a little tip here, okay? Outside of these tips, this is like a little bonus. So let me know, first and foremost, can you all see how the formula or the method that I'm giving you, how it plays a role, a huge role in your live video? Number one, the P is for problem solving. S is for the story you're going to share. And it doesn't have to just be your story. I share a lot of stories of a lot of my coaching clients that when they started with me, maybe they were having a hard time, let's say, going live. And then they started practicing live video, and then they went, they decided to move, right? And so like really show up for their audience. And then also like, what is the solution that I gave them, right? The S is for solution, and then the T is for tell. Okay, so this is the bonus, okay? I recommend that you have them comment on your video. Okay, I was listening to an 8-figure earner just now on the morning call, because I always plug into the morning call, and he was literally saying, put an X in the comments, and there was X, 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 X. What happens? Algorithm helps him big time, okay, for more people to see it. Okay, he has like 20,000 people inside of this group, and so when we comment, it shows up in other people's notifications. All right, so ask them to comment. So one of the things that I already said, do not, for the life of your business, okay, put your link on the top of your video, like as the title. I see people post their link all the time, and I'm thinking, do they realize that they just kind of like, it didn't help you, first of all, if you do that, and second of all, you just put all that energy to post, to create that video, and not, like, nobody's going to see it. Okay, Facebook is going to make sure that nobody sees it. Why? Not because Facebook is mean or all of that, but because Facebook wants people to stay on Facebook. And so if we give somebody a link, they know this link is going to take them somewhere else. And that is the last thing that they want, the people that they brought into Facebook, to go somewhere else. So keep yourself from doing that. I know it's tempting, okay? When I first started, it was so tempting. I think I might have did it a couple of times, and then I had somebody say, Yolanda, you're hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself by putting up those links. So what they suggested, and I took the suggestion, to heart, if you're gonna give a link out, say, hey, listen, I'm gonna put the link in the comments. That way you guys can go and check it out. Put the link in the comments, and then people can just go get the goods, okay? So you want to definitely don't post your link. I want you to practice your video, okay? So I want you to do your catchy title. I want you to introduce yourself, but I also want you to incorporate the PST method, okay? You can do this in your profile if you wish. Tag me so that I can go look at it, okay? I want you to consider, what is the problem that your offer solves. Tell a story, okay? This is while you're doing content, okay? Tell the story of yourself or of somebody that had results with what you're offering, okay? And then what was the solution, right? What do you solve, right? You're going to give them the problem, then you're going to solve it for them. And this is going to be part of your engagement, okay? While you're engaging with them, you say, comment if this is something that you're struggling with, or this is something that you can relate to. Is this happened to you, right? However you speak. You might say, hey, just let me know it's you that I'm speaking to, or however it is you speak, because the beautiful thing about live video is that you show up as you. You just deliver content as if you're talking to your best friend. And that's why whenever I work with people and I help them on how to create their ideal audience, I work with them in a certain way, so that way when they go live, they're only speaking to an audience of one. Okay, and if you don't have an ideal audience already, if you don't know who that is, you might want to consider like really nailing that, because sometimes what we do is we come live and we think we're speaking to everybody, and we're not. We're only speaking to the audience of one person, your ideal target audience. You might have several things that you offer, but you're really just looking for that one person. And one of the things that I learned quickly was the person you're looking for is looking for you. Yes, the person you're looking for is looking for you. All right, so today what I want you to do is to go live. Okay, so you want to think about this. What is the PST method, right? What problems do I solve? What story can I inject in here to share with them a story? Because you and I love stories. We grew up on stories as children, right? And so we love stories. Then the next thing is, what is the solution to the problem, right? And then you're going to engage with your audience, right? And then do a call to action and tell them where to go in a nice way, right? Send them to wherever it is that you want them to go so that they can get closer to you. This method works. It works well, and it helps you to not like create content that is not going to help you to get more leads. Okay, we want to get more views, we want to get more leads. That is the purpose of your live video. So I want to help you so that you can position yourself in that way. Okay, so that is all for today. I hope that you got a ton of value from this. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.